Hey everybody, can you see me okay? All right, cool. I am here. I am live. It is Sunday night. Um, a little bit of a late broadcast tonight. Things are just crazy, right? It feels a little bit a little wild. I feel like the astrology feels a little wild. I feel like my thing is. Let me just wipe that off. I don't know. It feels like blurry. Maybe it's just my glasses. If you're here live, say hi. If you are um, here to hear about the astrology for the next week. It is this the astrology forecast for the week of December 4th through the 10th. So we're fully into Sagittarius season. This is like the height of it right now. We are in the week of the full moon, so things feel a little bit like electrified, exciting, like they're building towards something. May feel a little unstable at the same time, like a little wild. Like wild is a good word because wild can mean like something good, exciting, sort of like woo, but it's also like not controllable, right? It's a little like not knowing what's gonna happen. Like I can't believe that person did this. Like the energy just kind of is like wow. I guess kind of brash type energy. We have a lot of energy in Sagittarius, which is all of that fiery, unpredictable, mutable energy. And that really kind of feels like the vibe right now with this week. We have um, Venus in Sagittarius, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, and they're getting kind of near the end of Sagittarius just because they move so quickly. And sorry, can't see. So they are near the end of Sagittarius, which means that they're going to be crossing over the galactic center, which is kind of exciting, right? So we had Mercury cross over the galactic center today, which in they're still trying in astrology, they're still trying to figure out what exactly the galactic center means. But if we think about the actual science of what the galactic center is, it's the black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy that the entire galaxy is spinning around. It's kind of like that ground zero for the Big Bang theory, where we just all came from this star that imploded, and all of the space dust around it that we're all spinning around is just part of that Big Bang. So in astrology, what does that represent? It's like the source energy. If you're talking about connecting to spirit or God or our origins of where we all came from, that's the galactic center energy, and it's at 26, 27 degrees Sagittarius. So during Sagittarius season, it's like heightened. So this time of the year, we really sort of get that like weird, wild, electrified sort of people get sort of invigorated, I think, which can be a good thing and sort of a bad thing at the same time, right? Because people who may not necessarily act in bold ways normally will feel empowered to do that. So people are, kind of taking stands. This week is very oppositional because of the full moon. The full moon always means that the sun and the moon are in different signs. So the full moon this week is going to be in the sign of Gemini because the sun is in the sign of Sagittarius. And sorry. Um that means that there's 180 degrees. It's an oppositional. That means it's a polarity, that the energies are pulling against each other, and that can kind of make a standoff. So this week can be full of sort of standing off energy, people sort of taking sides, or the lines being drawn, or just taking a sign, or just asserting your stance, right? Like you feel one way and somebody else feels the opposite way. So there can kind of be a lot of push and pull this week. Now a lot of astrologers are saying like, oh, this is a scary full moon because it's going to be conjunct Mars. Um, and yeah, that's very true. Mars has been going through Gemini. It's been retrograding through Gemini. So all like I said last week, how are the Geminis doing? Do you have Geminis in your family? Do you have Gemini placements in your chart? Um, those are all being affected by Mars right now. So it's been a little dicey, a little like stressful for a lot of wherever Gemini is in your chart. That area has been put under a lot of stress, or a lot of motivation, or a lot of like push energy to do something, take action, create something new, go in a new direction, or retrace an old direction that you have to reconsider. So the full moon on Wednesday, I think the 7th, Wednesday the 7th is the full moon, and it's happening at 16 degrees Gemini, which is exactly conjunct Mars, because Mars is at 16 Gemini. So that means the sun's going to be opposite at 16 degrees Sagittarius, and that's really going to bring up a big thing. It's going to be a big full moon this week. I think this week's going to be pretty dramatic, just because we got Jupiter, we got Neptune doing their things. Neptune just came out of retrograde, and it was very kind of I think it was like a big deal. Like it was kind of loud. I wrote loud because we had that was last week, kind of the end of the week, so just like yesterday. But today we had Neptune making a square to Venus. So Neptune is in Pisces, Venus is in Sagittarius, so those two signs are square to each other. And so that means that there's like kind of an activating or a challenging um of energy. And so I don't know if anybody is seeing all of these selfies that are coming out that are being computer generated. They're by AI. So like you submit a picture of yourself to the computer, and the computer creates like this cool looking avatar for you, like of some like artistic style. And I mean, this has kind of been happening on the internet for a few weeks and months. But like I just saw like over, I don't know, 20 different people in my Facebook feed or Twitter feed or Instagram feed posting these selfies that they had just created of through this AI program. And that's such a, I mean, a lot of astrologers have already talked about this, but that really is like such a big Neptune Venus thing. Venus is about beauty, it's about art. Um, Neptune, of course, is about like kind of not real. Like these are pictures that are literally not real. Like it's a picture of you that looks like you could have taken a picture of yourself, but it's not. It's completely computer generated. It's totally made up, fabricated, not real. So that's Neptune. Of course, Neptune also is about like inspiration. So art on a what does art mean? Where does art come from? What art should be? I mean, there's a lot of debates about who should be making art. Should computers even be making art? Um, if you went to art school and spent thousands of dollars and trained for years and studied and practiced, painstaking hours long fingers hurting and buying all the supplies. I mean, that's like a struggle. That's a craft that you've created over many many years that computer suddenly decided to take over. I mean, it didn't decide, someone made it, but you know a computer just can whip it out in like 45 minutes to make all these beautiful pieces of artwork. So yeah, it's like a lot of struggle involved there with like who should be making art. So that's kind of the energy of what's happening today. But it was just like an explosion of AI selfies, which is very Venus Neptune. So if you weren't doing that today, you probably were doing something else, or hopefully you were doing something else that was either beauty related, because Venus square Neptune can be really good for sort of creative pursuits or fantasy indulging, movies and music, and like the lounging in the hot tub with a glass of champagne or wine or whatever. That's the type of energy of Venus and Sag and Neptune in Pisces. And Jupiter is also in Pisces. It's kind of getting to the very end. So that's what I'm talking about this week. It's me, Monica. Hey, how's it going, Monica? Um, I would love to see if you did the AI selfie thing that was happening today. I'm sure you've seen Astro Twitter blowing up about this submit your picture, make a selfie, and then the AI will generate a cooler picture of yourself or like some superhero picture of yourself. Yeah, so I would love to see yours if you have one. And so that's happening. That happened today. We'll probably still be feeling the effects of that. I mean, Venus moves pretty quickly through the zodiac, so um, that happened today. But Venus is actually going to be coming into the same alignment with Jupiter on Friday the 9th. So it'll be interesting to see what the difference is between a Venus square Jupiter or Venus square Neptune energy and a Venus square Jupiter energy, because they're both technically associated with Pisces. They're both in the sign of Pisces. So yeah, like today may have felt much more like, I don't know, distracted or like kind of out in fantasy land, like not connected to reality. And what's going to happen on Friday may be much more like grounded in reality, but in still sort of like a jovial or happy or like a positive thing. I was going to say maybe that's when everyone's going to start eating like all the Christmas candy. Like all the sweets are going to start coming out next Friday. I mean, you can already see all the Christmas stuff in stores and like people putting up, lights and trees and everything. So I think it's really gonna like hit the fan on Friday the 9th. Things are gonna feel very festive that day. It's gonna be kind of a dramatic week. Like I think people are gonna feel really like excited and like upbeat about the holidays this week. But kind of at the same time with that Mars working with the parties are going to be amazing this week. That's what Monica said. So I think it's going to be quite a fun week. So at the same time with this full moon right in the middle of the week, which may be like kind of a rain on your parade type thing, don't let the full moon rain on your parade. You may get into an argument with somebody at a party. You may get into, something may shock you on during that full moon with Mars being there. I mean, that's a little aggressive, right? So it's kind of like aggressive partying, aggressive um, fighting, like at the same time. It's like, of course, you can never have just like the good stuff without the bad, right? You got to have that all at the same time. So don't let Mars rain on your parade this week because you're not going to get this energy with Jupiter in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces and um we're having Venus and Mercury squaring all this energy. It's kind of like I was going to say it's a T square, but Mars is kind of out of the T square. Um if you have a party, you have a Thunderdome area for people to watch for fun, and others to petty fight. Yeah, there may be some pettiness happening this week. I mean, that's one thing that Venus kind of can be like, um, you know, fire signs kind of go a little extra. So Sag is kind of like, whatever, I'm just here to have a good time. I don't care who I offend. Whatever, just get over yourself type energy. They're mutable. So whatever they say today is going to be different tomorrow. And they're just here for a good time. So yeah, that's the type of energy that's happening this week. I wrote it's wild and wonderful. You're gonna have to enjoy this energy because Jupiter's going away. It's not going to be in Pisces for very much longer. It's at 29 degrees actually, and it moves into Aries. When is it moving to Aries? I don't think it's till next week, but yeah, it's at the very very end. Yeah, Friday we also have because we have the conversation with Venus and Jupiter at 29 degrees, but then directly after that, Venus moves into Sagittarius or moves into Capricorn. I think also we have Mercury moving into Capricorn on Tuesday, the 6th. So yeah, like that's this is kind of the last hurrah for all those inner planets going through Capricorn, and they're going so quickly that just yeah, savor that energy. And if you're not feeling it, if it feels a little like I don't like it. I don't want to be at this party. Just know that this is the last week that those planets are going to be there. And then Jupiter is going to, I think, move into Aries next week. But let me just double check. I think, no, it's like the 20th because it's a slower moving planet. So yeah, we still have like another week or two of Jupiter in Pisces. And then, yeah, so the 20th is when it moves. So we still have a little while, but it's like, it's coming, you guys. Like, adios. I'm like sad about it, but it's been a little weird. I think I think we can all sort of agree that Jupiter in Pisces has been hmm, I don't know, how did it really good but bad, a little much, right? Like the planet of no of expansiveness and the sign of no boundaries. Like that's like we don't know when to stop. Like there's been a lot of stuff happening this year that is like, wow, I didn't think that somebody would go there. Like you'd think that someone would have said, nope, I'm gonna cut myself off before I do something ridiculous. But no, there's just been a lot of extra type energy um, that's been going on this year. But yeah, at the same time, like Monica said, lots of joy. It is the time of joy. It's the season for joy. That's what Jupiter is. So enjoy it, right? Enjoy it. I'm sorry, I didn't know. So yeah, it's only been 14 minutes. I'm not gonna do a super long report. It's yeah, Sag season is just going super fast as all of the mutable seasons go. People are getting fired up, super sociable, adventurous, excitable. If you're feeling like a buzzy energy, that's the Sag. And of course, the the Mars in Gemini, um, just sort of in the background, kind of being like, all right, it's like it's just waiting to make its move with this full moon, I think. So yeah, it could be a dramatic full moon. Um, what else happened? There's some good stuff happening on the full moon too. Like I said, the yeah. So I can do the moons. Let's see. Monday we have the moon. Tomorrow the moon is going to be in Taurus. Moon is in Taurus right now. It stays in Taurus tomorrow. Tuesday it moves into Gemini, and it'll be in Gemini for Tuesday and Wednesday for the full moon. Um, full moon making people crazy. Like, I mean, that's every full moon, right? It's kind of like that's when all the people come out, right, to shine their wild side. Um, and then we have the moon going into Cancer on Friday the 9th, staying there Saturday, and then next Sunday it moves into Leo. So those are the moons this week. Everyone, stay safe. Enjoy this final week of lots of the Sag energy before we have Venus and Mercury moving into Capricorn. And then, of course, we will have Capricorn season starting here in just a few days or a week and a half or so. So, um, yeah, enjoy this time. I hope you have some good experiences. I hope something fun and joyful happened to you this week. And yeah, just be aware of that full moon energy. So it was good to see you all, and I hope you have a great night. And I will see you next week. Bye.